Hey, how you doing? Welcome back to Temple of Truth. My name's Jeremy. Hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, or night, depending on when you get to catch this live stream. And we are live right now. It is currently roughly 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and it is 8/3/2022. At least that's what they tell us, because we know history is a lie. So, we're going to give a few moments, see if anyone gets to pop in here. We've had a lot of new subscribers on Facebook and YouTube over the last 24 hours. I started creating a lot of shorts, just trying to get the channel out there and just doing random thoughts and inspirational quotes and truth hidden in plain sight type stuff, and for movies and TV shows. And it seems like shorts are, well, everyone's got such a short attention span. It seems like shorts might be the way to try and grow. So I've been putting a lot of time on Facebook, doing a lot of reels over the last 24 hours, transferring them over to YouTube to make YouTube shorts, and then trying to tweet a couple of them out. But of course, for some reason, I'm having an issue with Twitter. Who knows? I might be shadow banned over there already. I don't know. You know how that goes with this game we tend to play here. Hey Bethany, welcome into the chat. Just going to be doing about an hour-long stream tonight. I want to refresh on the Sacred Secretion. Now that I'm focused, with all my efforts being focused on meditation right now, I really want to just refresh my memory. And then I figured anyone that wants to hang out with me while I'm refreshing my memory on the Sacred Secretion, kind of going over the process, what it means, what it does, looking at a couple of the diagrams, watch a couple quick videos, and then maybe we take a spin down the rabbit hole, if you will, and see what people are yapping about on social media, see if there's any newsworthy topics going on that we can discuss. But yeah, that's what's going on here. I'm going to tweet this out and put it in Discord real quick while we're hanging out. I got 2 new subscribers just right there. I just refreshing from the last time I looked at it. These shorts are helping. That's great. I'm glad that it came to me to start doing the shorts, and the the shorts and the reels. Been able to spit a lot out. Are you following on Facebook, Bethany? Have you been seeing all these shorts I've been popping up? Probably had to mute me. I've done like 100 shorts over the last 24 hours. A lot of stuff. Figure if we're going to try, we're going to try, right? It's a new world being created. We don't know how it's going to end up, so those who are ready will take over the kingdoms. That's just the truth. That's just the truth, All right, let's see here. I'm going to put this in Discord. How was your day, Miss Bethany? How's Arkansas treating you? I made a lot of shorts. Oh, I just got out of an ice cold shower. I'm telling you, those ice cold showers are where it's at. Wim Hof style. Man, they really do. I get the juices flowing. They really, can feel it. All right, I'm tweeting this out. I should put it on Facebook too. It's been a good day. That's good. That's good. How's the weather down there? You got nice clear skies? Seems like that's always the lottery, right? We had beautiful clear skies today. That was really good. And somebody else pop in. Hey, how you doing? We'll be getting going here in just a moment. We'd like to give it a few moments at the beginning of the stream. I usually give about 5 or 6 minutes to see if anyone's going to pop in. We got people from different parts of the country, different parts of the world, schedules and stuff like that. So we'll see. We just a small community yet. We're just starting off, so whoever else is watching, thanks for hanging out. It's probably my mom spying or something, my mom or my brother. It's always someone creeping, you know. They don't want to say anything. So people are shy. You ain't got nothing to hide. I see you. Well, I got some Twitter comments here. Yeah, people are talking about being shadow banned on Twitter. You just can't win with Big Brother, Big Tech, Big Brother, Big Tech. Aren't they the same at this point? You just can't win with them. It's humid. Yeah, it's humid out here too. I mean, I don't notice it. Like I guess I'm just because I've spent so much time outside, and I'm such a sun junkie. Like I went for a nice long walk today, and the first thing when I walked in, of course I'm dripping sweat. I mean that's natural. My dad looks at me and he goes, "Is this hot as it looks out there?" I was like, "What do you mean you just looked outside and thought it was hot? You didn't bother to go outside?" I mean, so many people are like conditioned to be like literally afraid to go outside. It's crazy. All right, let's get this party going here. Let's see what we got today. All right, so first and foremost, what is the Sacred Secretion? All right, so you got a ton of books on it. So if you're not familiar with it, there is a ton of great books. So you could, if you're someone who likes to read about things, if that's more your thing. I'm not a reader. I don't think I'll ever be a reader. You know, I'm attempting to read the Bible again, and it's just, I'm going to be honest. Reading's not for everyone. Okay, and you shouldn't force yourself to be something you're not. There are audio and visual learners. We do have, audio books and stuff like that. But if you are someone who likes to read, and I'm sure that a lot of these come in audio books as well. I mean, different authors and stuff like that have been talking about this. It's ancient knowledge that is just being rediscovered, and that's what we're going through in Revelations. That's exactly what it's all about. So it says the pineal gland, Joseph, secretes the milk. The pituitary gland, which is Mary, secretes the honey, both from the same source, the claustrum, the Santa Claus. Okay, and you got great diagrams all throughout that you can look at and see the anatomy. And this is a story of Santa Claus going down, or Satan, falling, descending. And then it's going to end up in the sacred, the bone. It's can't remember the name of the bone, but it's the sacred bone. I can't remember. Let's see here. It says the two sacred oils travel down into the solar plexus area via the semi-lunar ganglion. I'm not pneumogastric nerve, the psychophysical germ, the fruit of the tree of life, is born in the solar plexus, the manager. Okay, so you have basically, if you want to look at it like a seed, a sperm, that's going to travel down and germinate a metaphysical seed. Now, this metaphysical seed is birthed once a month. And I think this is where people get lost and they get a little confused. So once a month, this seed is going to rebirth. inside of you. Okay. And so, if we're looking at a timeline, I try and look at it. 7 seems to be the magical number, especially when it comes to creation and things like that. So, 7, I try and break it down into a week. So, we'll look at it just like from a week's perspective. And I'm not an expert, but this is just how I'm perceiving it. Okay. So, it starts, I want to say it probably starts either right before the seed is germinated or maybe the same day that the seed is birthed, the oil secretes. Maybe the oil is always secreting and it's just waiting for the seed to be birthed. So maybe this oil is always flowing and getting stuck and not being raised due to things like sexual release, overeating, getting angry, emotional distress of any kind, just not, not be. It's a very tender, sensitive thing. I mean, it's the most magical thing we probably have in our body. If this resonates with you. So, what I was saying is, so the seed is there, and the fluid gets to it. You want to raise it, but it's going to sit for 2.5 days. That's where you don't want to have any sexual release or anything, that 2.5 days, if I'm not mistaken. And we're going to look into that. That 2.5 days is when the moon enters your sun sign. That's when the seed is germinated. Whatever the moon enters your birth sun sign. Okay, so like I'm an Aries or a Pisces, depending on which. If you're going off the 13-month or the 12-month astrological chart, I'm either Pisces or Aries. The great thing is they're right next to each other. So we'll look at that here in just a second. We'll finish this. It says for the IDA, the red, and the Pingala, the blue. And there's that red and blue. There's if you're into EMCO and the plasma and you understand that everything outside is a reflection of what's going inside and vice versa. You have to understand that as above, so below, as within, so without type mentality. You have to grasp that there is a reflection going on from within to without. So for my MCO people who are all about the red and the blue symbolism right now, and you got the red and the blue bloods and all that, okay? 2 nerve fluids where at the crossing of the medulla oblongata, can't help but think of Adam Sandler Waterboy there, the medulla oblongata, the crucifixion takes place where it rests for 2.5 days. Okay, so that's that 2.5 days. So that 2.5 days for you is going to be specific to when the moon enters your sun sign. And you can pull these calendars up. You can have them on your phone. I'm sure there's apps for it and all that stuff. I just bookmark a page and I go check it. So right now, as it being August 3rd, you're still technically in Libra. Okay? You're in Libra. So if your sun sign is a Libra, right now you would want to be practicing abstinence. Fasting will really help with this, okay? Because meditation and the body, again, the digestive system is constantly dominating the body. And it's dominating all attention from all the other systems in your body, and especially, how much we tend to consume and overconsume. So fasting is going to be a really great thing to line up. If you practice fasting and you are comfortable with fast, 2.5 days of fasting is absolutely nothing once a month. It's a walk in the park. It's not even. It's a weekend. So for me, I'm looking at my next cycle is going to be either August 12th or August 14th, depending on what calendar. Now they say they've been using the 12-month calendar this entire time. And I believe if you look up Santos Bonacci or Kelly Marie Kerr, which we'll look at some of them, or John St. Julian, I want to say they say you can use either one. But for me, it's, or for anyone, it's going to be back-to-back. So Pisces and Aries are back-to-back for me. So for me, I'll do a 7-day fast, no problem. for me. I mean, that's just the way I am. I've trained my body. I don't eat like other people eat. I've trained my body for this. I'm not telling you to hurt yourself or harm yourself. You got to work your way into things. You have to trust your body and listen to your body. I'm not here to get you sick. I'm not here to get you in any trouble. I want you to always trust in yourself. You are in control. But for me, I'll do a 5 day, 7 day fast. No problem for me. But that is when your seed is going to appear in the solar plexus. And then this fluid that's being secreted, this chrism oil, is going to germinate that seed. And now this is where the tithing comes in, because you're going to try and push 10% of that all the way back up. That's the ascension. That's the ascension of the 33 vertebrae. When it gets to the top, that's the crucifixion of Christ. Okay, this is all esoteric symbolism, and I'm not here to scare anyone who is a literal interpreter of the Bible. Okay, all I say is, why can't there be multiple meanings to your scriptures? Okay, and I think it tells you that there are multiple interpretations to scriptures. There is deep wisdom, there is allegory, parables, there could be literal context. So don't allow, because they tell you Christ is in you, right? It tells you, I'm the Son of Man, Christ is within you. Okay, so that's not blasphemy. It's said. Okay, so meditating in prayer, people like to get caught up on the words. Going and sitting by yourself and being still, because it tells you, sit still and know I am God. Let the eye be single, the body fills with light. I think people look at meditation and they want to pigeonhole it to another race or ethnicity or religion or culture, instead of just looking at it for what it is. And that's just sitting by yourself and closing your eyes and letting the world go. Okay? We're not telling you to start doing any chants or tongues or witchcraft or bust out crystals and anything like that. We're just telling you to learn how the anatomy of your body and the biology of your body actually works, and implementing these things to be better people. That's it. That's it. It's no different than knowing what foods you can put in, what you can consume and what you can't, what's harmful and what's not. It's just knowledge. It's just information. It's not here to offend anyone's religion or interpretations of what they believe Jesus is or was or God. This is simply just a deeper understanding of the messages. Okay? So, a lot of great information on this. Looking at these, let's see here. Let's see if we got any more cool pictures here. This is a picture of the brain, and it kind of breaks down where everything is. The vagus nerve. And we've all seen the pineal gland, and this cerebral fluid is what we're talking about. It's going to come down the spinal cord, okay? And it's excreted from the pituitary and the pineal, and that's where they call it the milk and honey, as it says. And again, do we really think putting olive oil on somebody's forehead is the divinity that we're searching for? Do we think dunking someone's head in water is the divinity we're looking for? Is it symbolic of something else? Or was it misinterpreted? That's all. I mean, we gotta understand. We gotta start being honest with some of our belief systems, okay? And not be afraid to combine real science, not mainstream cult science, but real, provable, verifiable science, and combine it with scripture and mythology and eschatology and all of it. We got to combine it all, okay, to get to any real truth. And that's all we're doing here. That's all we're doing, okay? And if you're walking with Christ already and you are living that great life and you are not living in any fear and you are doing everything that Christ's teachings tell you to do, then ignore all this. It doesn't, if you're happy, you're doing all that, you don't need to. But if you're looking to connect, if you're looking for deeper truths, if you're looking to get answers, there is a way. There always has been a way. Okay? And that's what we're investigating and researching here. All the things about our temple. Okay, and to me, this is the biggest discovery that I've come across out of everything that has been revealing itself over the last 10 years or so. Okay. This is a quick video, I think, of the beginning parts. This is Genesis and intro. The amazing Sacred Secretion Christ oil chrism. I don't know anything about her. I don't know anything about her as a person or anything like that. All I can say is that her little pictographs that she does and everything are really awesome. The way she shows the Bible quotes. And there are other channels that do it great. We've got Passing By 33 that breaks this stuff down. We've got, like I said, Santos Bonacci, John St. Julian, and I'm sure there are others like myself that are, giving a testimony that we are acknowledging that this resonates, and there's no point in me redoing the stuff in my own way when there's just perfect presentations already out there. By me just kind of saying, hey, I'm another person that says, I get this, it resonates, it's something that I'm going to start practicing and working on to see the fruition. There's just something inside of us that we know when there's truth revealed to us. There's something that word resonate. It means something. Okay, there's something happening for people who are awake. There are things that are being shown to you that you just know, whether it's the cosmology of the earth, the governments not being who they say they are, the world stage, the actors in Hollywood and everything, whatever it is, you're being revealed these things because you've been chosen. You have been brought to the Most High. And so there's truth to these things. And you can just feel it. You can just feel it. Once you are in a place of an open mind and you truly have stepped out of the matrix and where you're saying, I have an open mind to everything, all things are on the table, we've all come across things that are like, okay, this is still tinfoil hat even for me. This is probably just, distraction. This isn't real truth. This for me was one of the first things after my suicide attempt. I'm just going to be honest. After my suicide days where it was pretty dark, this is one of the first things that God just threw at me. I wasn't looking for it. I wasn't looking for anything specific. Like I said, when the Christ consciousness comes for you, it happens as a thief in the night and everything changes. And you can't take the glasses back off. Once they're on, they're on. So we're going to watch this video. We're going to see if anyone showed up in the chat. And we'll see what's going on here with Kelly Marie Kerr. And I'll put all the description. In the description, I'll put all the video links and channel links for anyone we watch, so you can go subscribe to them, give them their credit, their due, because I'm just learning here, watching their material, and having people come hang out with me. This is not my work. This is not my presentations. I'm just sharing the wonderful work that I've discovered, and again, put my testimony that there seems to be some truth to it. At least it resonates with me.
What if I were to tell you that Christ's crucifixion takes place inside the brain? Jesus Christ was crucified at a place just outside Jerusalem called Calvary. But what the word Calvary actually meant in the original biblical language was skull. In the human body, there is a nerve known as the tree of life. It protrudes from the skull. It is this nerve, the vagus nerve, that crucifies, meaning refines or transforms, the sacred secretion or Christ oil into our pineal gland, causing us to see God face to face and receive the true anointing of the Holy Spirit. Genesis 32:30 says, Jacob named the place Peniel, because he said, I saw God face to face and lived to tell the story.
Alright,
Could you please tell us who you...
No. Go away. Okay, part 2. There we go. Let me mute the commercial here. Let's skip this ad. We'll see what the next video tells us. Pause.
This is a biological and physiological description of the journey made by Christ, the Christ oil or sacred secretion, through the body, and some practical instructions on how to honour it, raise it, and exemplify it in order to be fully enlightened just as God intended. Christ was the living embodiment of God's perfection, and biblically we are told that Christ's Holy Spirit dwells inside all of us. But what you may not know is how astoundingly literal Christ is inside our physical body. Colossians 1:26-29 says, This mystery has been kept in the dark for a long time, but now it's out in the open. God wanted everyone to know this rich and glorious secret inside and out, regardless of their background, regardless of their religious standing. The mystery, in a nutshell, is just this. Christ is in you. So therefore you can look forward to sharing in God's glory. It's that simple. That is the substance of our message. We preach Christ, warning people not to add to the message. We teach in a spirit of profound common sense so that we can bring each person to maturity. To be mature is to be basic. Christ, no more, no less. That's what I'm working so hard at day after day, year after year, doing my best with the energy God so generously gives me. The Bible is clearly telling us of God's glory and energy living in our body. Let's apply God's word to the science.
Breaks it down beautifully. Here we go. We're just going to keep that ball rolling.
Number 1, the claustrum. Inside the brain, there is a thin, irregular sheet of neurons that is attached to the underside of the neocortex in the center of the brain, known as the claustrum. The claustrum is the seat of all consciousness in the body. It is the physical body's supply of life energy from God or spirit. This life energy is referred to as many different things: esse, Latin, or to be, English, luminiferous ether, source, prana, etc. It is thought to be where the name Santa Claus originates from, because it brings life to the entire body. Two, the secretion, also known as the Christ oil, chrism, or sacred secretion. As the orchestra of the brain, cerebrum, the claustrum signals the secretion of oil, cerebral spinal fluid, CSF, into the spine, or central nervous system, CNS. The New Testament tells us in John about this internal Christ oil, or sacred secretion. 1 John 2:27 says, As for you, the anointing oil, which you received from him, abides in you, and you have no need for anyone to teach you, but as his anointing teaches you about all things.
My Lord, you have put...
Two different Superman related actors right there back to back. Interesting. Hey.
Number 3, Colossians. Colossians 1:26-29 says, Know this glorious secret, from the word secrete, inside and out. Colossians 1:17 says, He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. This is interestingly referring to the cell adhesion molecule known as laminin, which, if you look at the pictures, it is literally the shape of a cross. The Bible is telling us to understand God inside and outside. This means understanding the physiology of the body and the holy oil or secretion.
Amazing.
Number 4, Christ. The word Christ or Christos in ancient Greek means anointed or smeared with oil, and this Christ oil or sacred secretion is inside us, teaching us everything from the inside out. We must fully honour God in all our ways as the Bible teaches, and then we will receive God's blessings like we have never known before. 1 John 2:27 again says, "As for you, the anointing which you received from him abides in you, and you have no need for anyone to teach you, but as his anointing teaches you about all things, and is true, and is not a lie, and just as it has taught you, you abide in him." Number 5, the milk and the honey. The biblical milk and honey are produced by the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. Numbers 14:8 says, "If the Lord is pleased with us, then he will bring us into this land and give it to us, a land which flows with milk and honey." I believe it is important to note the if the Lord is pleased with us. That means we have to please the Lord by following Christ's teachings, also meaning we need to preserve the Christ oil or sacred secretion if we want to truly know God and reap the benefits. I will explain about oil preservation a little later.
Whoa, by me? Oop.
Number 6,
Hold on.
about the pineal gland.
Are you saying the camera of me is blocking? Oh, okay. I'll have to fix that. I'll have to see if I can't reposition that. Let me see here. Let me see what it's looking like on my thing. Okay, so I'll keep it minimized like this. Maybe it'll be better like this.
Biblically, the pineal gland is referred to as the place where Jacob met God. Genesis 32:30 says, "Jacob named the place Peniel because he said, 'I saw God face to face and lived to tell the story.'" Matthew 6:22 says, "The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thine eye be single," pineal, "thy whole body shall be full of light." The pineal gland produces golden melatonin, honey. It has more blood flow per cubic volume than any other organ. It is located in the center of the brain, behind and above the pituitary gland. It is surrounded or bathed in cerebrospinal fluid, CSF. It is known for its male energy, Joseph. It is referred to as the yang of yin and yang. It is known as the solar, not lunar. It is the dominant source of the body's melatonin.
When I started my business in 2011,
Number 7, about melatonin. It has a significant effect on mood. It affects the immune system. It affects circadian rhythms, quality and quantity of desired sleep. It is anti-aging and stress-reducing because it suppresses cortisol, the disease-feeding stress hormone. It is a powerful antioxidant. In the Bible, it is called the living water. John 7:38 says, "Streams of living water will flow within him."
And when is a lot of melatonin? In melatonin, when you're sleeping, right? Right. So when your body's resting and healing itself. Look, we got all this capability to heal ourselves from within, and there's no reason people should be looking as old as they do and as worn down as they do. There's just no reason for it. Diet, meditation, a proper fasting period. That's basically what this comes down to. Okay, I mean, there's not anything real complicated about this. If you're eating a healthy diet, because that's big. You want a vegan alkaline diet because it's just going to allow this process to occur organically. Okay, so eating healthy and being a happy person, only you can make that complicated. That's a choice. It simply starts as a choice, and then a sense of integrity to follow through with that choice, to let go of all the expectations of others and judgments of others, and do you, and be happy with you, and take care of your temple, respect it, eat properly, cleanse yourself properly, get balanced with nature, get proper rest, proper sleep. These are things that are just normal that you should be doing. The only thing that might be require a little bit of practice would be preparing for that 2.5 days of fasting. And then what I was saying about the 7-day period is, well, people are like, well, how long does it take to get back up? I say give yourself a week. Like, if you really need to put a time limit on anything, like, I don't know if you're specifically going to have it raised that week, right after that weekend, and shoot back to the pineal gland, this Christ oil, to explode the DMT in your head and connect you back with heaven, source, Christ, God, whatever you want to label it as. But if you can't be peaceful and calm for 7 days, if you can't set 7 days of your month away to say, you know what, I'm going to make sure that I don't have any triggers around me. I'm going to make sure that my diet is right, that I can go, fast for 2.5 days, or eat as light as possible. Eat as light as possible. Our stomachs are not as big as people think they are. Your internal intestine is not as big as people think. Like, your stomach is not, it's not meant to hold the amount of food that people consume all at one time. This was marketed to you for many reasons, money being one, and for you to be unhealthy. So, well, they can continue to make money off you and tell you your value, and I think the people that are awake knows what the powers to be tend to operate with. So we're not talking about doing anything extreme here. Again, there's no witchcraft. There's no kookiness to it. If you, like I said, if you can't be peaceful and eat healthy for a few days, and make sure that you're in a nice peaceful surrounding, and sit still and practice sitting still and letting go of your thoughts, then life is going to be a lot harder in a lot more areas, because that doesn't seem so complicated. It's not asking a lot of yourself, right? God's not asking a lot. God's really not the person people think, especially if they read that Old Testament. Ooh, we'll get into that another time. Because Yahweh might not be who you think he is. But yeah, the true good God, the God of love, the God of light, that says that the Most High is love and light, he didn't want to make anything complicated on you. We make things complicated. This seems like a very simple thing to follow. Very simple thing. So again, we know we're looking at our lunar calendars. We're finding out when the moon enters our sun sign. We're preparing a couple days ahead. Like I said, make sure you've got some nice peaceful time. If you don't have to work, if it's something you can schedule around your work, do it. Do it, don't work. Don't put yourself in environments that, like I said, if you have that ability, if every month, if you get a request off where you work, every month you go request those 3 days off, make a 3 day weekend for yourself once a month. Just take the initiative. Most people have that ability. At the beginning of the month, you can request a couple days. And they'll schedule it accordingly. So relax, eat healthy, fast if you can, drink plenty of fluids, go sit still for a little while and see what happens. Potentially change your entire existence. Let you know exactly what you're actually here for. I'll watch a couple more of her videos here and see what she's saying about some of these things, just because they're so well done. Oxytocin. Pituitary and oxytocin is this one.
Number 8. About the pituitary gland. It produces oxytocin and vasopressin, which are white milk. It activates the hypothalamus, which is known to aid the health and activation of the pineal gland. It is located above the sphenoid sinus, where CSF is secreted during high levels of excitement, and this sensation is linked to many spiritual experiences. It is known for its female energy, Mary. It is referred to as the yin of yin and yang, and it is known as the lunar, not solar.
Watch this. I can show you how to...
Oh, don't use those. Do not use AirPods. AirPods are extremely dangerous. A lot of electromagnetic frequency, EMF, right by your ears. You do not want to be using those wireless, and not just AirPods. I'm not just dissing Apple. Any of those wireless earbuds, those Bluetooth, all those stuff. You don't want that electromagnetic frequency right by your head. So stay away from that kind of stuff. It's a style thing. It's like the Beats for Dre. People are wearing AirPods because it's a look at me thing. Very dangerous. Don't wear them.
Oxytocin and... Number 9. About oxytocin and vasopressin. They heighten feelings of trust, peace, and empathy. Godlike feelings. They reduce feelings of fear, anxiety, and aggression. Proverbs 19:11 says, "The insight of a man certainly slows down his anger, and it is beauty on his part to overlook an offense."
Don't let things get to you. Let it go. Let it go. Don't allow yourself to get tricked into arguments, because trust me, they're constructs, NPCs, whatever you want to call them. They're coming for you. You can call it Satan. You can call it whatever. Remember, he comes for you right before you're about to do something great. Right before you're about to reach greatness, your temptation, whether it's food temptation, a sexual temptation, a temptation for an argument, whatever it is, when this process is going on, you want to be in that Christ Zen, like nothing's coming at me. And that's why I said, if you someone that gets triggered more easily, then prepare some isolation time and, go hermit crab style and hibernate for a little bit and allow this process to occur. Because trust me, Satan comes for you right before you're about to accomplish greatness.
Number 10. The solar plexus. The Christ oil or sacred secretion travels towards the sacrum via the solar plexus. The solar plexus is where the Christ seed is born. This is known biblically as Bethlehem, or House of Breads. The Christ oil or sacred secretion enters the solar plexus, where it combines with the Holy Spirit, or SE, source energy, luminiferous ether, or prana, etc. And that is how the seed is produced or born.
Well, there you go. See, she breaks it all down. All down.
Number 11. Getting the Christ oil seed to the sacral pump without diminishing it. It is important to know that the Christ oil seed, sacred secretion, can be compromised, damaged and dissipated if we do not preserve it, and this is not what we want. In order to raise the Christ oil seed, sacred secretion, know God, and see his face at Peniel, we must love the Lord our God with all our hearts, souls, and minds, to paraphrase Matthew 22:37. This means living for God and following his laws.
Hey, you may.
That's mindful thoughts as well, because again, your thoughts have so much more power than they let you believe. Your thoughts are extremely powerful. So, even having dirty thoughts about your neighbor's wife or anything, like all these thoughts, like they mean so much more than we realize. So be mindful of your thoughts. Walk the walk. Don't just talk the talk. That's where we're at right now in life. We all need to start walking the walk. Hey, wrong button.
Number 12. Preserving the oil, God's laws, the basics. Number 1. Be healthy and not gluttonous. 1 Corinthians 6:20 tells us, "For ye are bought with a price, therefore glorify God in your body and in your spirit, which are God's." 2. Don't be lustful. Psalm 101:3 says, "I will not look with approval on anything that is vile. I hate what faithless people do. I will have no part in it." 3. Do not be greedy. Proverbs 15:27 says, "A greedy and grasping person destroys community. Those who refuse to exploit live and let live." Number 4. Don't be lazy. Ecclesiastes 10:18 says, "Through sloth the roof sinks in, and through indolence the house leaks." Number 5. Don't be quick to anger. Proverbs 15:18 says, "Hot tempers start fights. A cool, calm spirit keeps the peace." Number 6. Don't be jealous or selfish. James 3:16 says, "For where envy and self-seeking exist, confusion and every evil thing are there." And lastly, stop being prideful and boasting. 2 Chronicles 26:16. His pride led to his downfall.
Hey, Susan, how you doing? How was your day? Oops.
Number 30.
We'll pause that. How was your day, Susan? You having a good day? I'm glad you got a chance to come over and say hello. Oh, we lost Susan. We might have lost her already. Oh no. Back to the video.
Sacrum. The sacrum is a triangular bone in the lower back formed from fused vertebrae and situated between the 2 hip bones of the pelvis. The English word sacrum was introduced as a technical term in anatomy in the mid-18th century as a shortening of the late Latin name ossacrum, sacred bone. It is where surgeons perform a lumbar puncture to extract samples of CSF. It is the location of the sacral pump. The sacral pump is a regular rhythmic motion between the occiput in the throat and the sacrum. It circulates CSF back up the spinal cord, through the central nervous system and into the brain. The sacral pump is a key part of the circulatory system, and its proper functioning is important for good physical, mental, and emotional well-being. 14. 33 vertebrae. From the sacrum, the Christ oil or sacred secretion, ether, CSF, and hormones starts its journey back up the spinal cord through the 33 vertebrae. The significance of 33. Jesus Christ lived for 33 years. Jesus was crucified at 33 years of age. The divine name Elohim appears 33 times in the book of Genesis. There are 33 gods in the Vedic religion. 33 is the numerical representation of the Star of David and also the numerical equivalent of Amen. An image of the Virgin Mary from the 18th century is known as Virgin of the 33. It is in Uruguay and it was consecrated by Pope John Paul II in 1988. There are 33 degrees in Freemasonry and there are lots more examples. Just Google it to see.
Oh, I'm glad you had a great day, Susan. I had a freaking great day too. Did you catch all the shorts I've been pumping out? Oh man, I've been pumping out a lot of YouTube shorts and Facebook shorts. I was going crazy. Lots of little short videos I was making. Hey, we got like 15 new subscribers on the YouTube channel, a ton of followers on Facebook. So, you know, we'll try and build a community, see if we can't get people to start popping over here and hanging out with us and having a good time. I had a great day. Yeah, great day. It was beautiful, clear skies, great walk, nice workout, nice little healthy food today, a little snack earlier. Really blessed. Good day.
15. The solar plexus, part 2. During the Christ oil or sacred secretion's ascent up the spinal cord, it goes back through the solar plexus. The solar plexus is a complex network of nerves located in the abdomen. It is emotionally linked with concerns over personal power, anger, and distrust. It assists with the generation of metabolic energy and the pancreas. Daniel 2:32 says, "The head of the statue was made of fine gold, its breasts and its arms of silver, its belly and its thighs of bronze." Note, the Christ oil is bronze, least value in the belly or solar plexus, and it must be raised to become gold, the highest value.
That would be alchemy. That would be the alchemy that people. Oh man! I used the term alchemy and the other day, and I was called a demon and ungodly and all. And I'm like, wow! It's just, it's crazy. It's crazy out there.
Next, the Christ oil or sacred secretion ascends to the vicinity of the heart, sternum, or cardiac plexus. Proverbs 4:23 tells us, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." Excessive production of the stress hormones cortisol and epinephrine can cause brain damage and problems in all other parts of the body. Therefore, it is scientifically paramount for mental and physical health to be peaceful, calm, and forgiving, just as the Bible suggests. Everything you do counts toward following, knowing, and loving Christ and preserving the Christ oil. The cardiac plexus is a plexus of nerves situated at the base of the heart that innervates the heart. The cardiac plexus is divided into a superficial part, which lies in the concavity of the aortic arch, and a deep part between the aortic arch and the trachea. It is emotionally linked with love. It assists the thymus gland. The thymus serves a vital role in the training and development of T lymphocytes or T cells, an extremely important type of white blood cell.
Now, how do I say this without getting in trouble? Okay, so we're going to look at something real quick. All right, the God gene. Hypothesis proposes that human spirituality is influenced by heredity, and that a specific gene called the vesicular monoamine transporter 2 predisposes humans towards spiritual or mystic experiences. The idea has been proposed by geneticist Dean Hamer in the 2004 book called The Gene God. Okay? Now, Stay with me. There is an interview. It's probably going to be tough to find on YouTube. Let's see if we have any better luck here. Okay. There is a video. Of course, it says false claim. Video's private. Video's private. Ah, here you go. This is them literally talking about being able to eliminate that God gene. Okay? So with everything going on in the world right now, would this be what they're trying to stop you from being able to do? Would this coincide with DNA upgrades? Cosmic DNA upgrades? Allowing people to get to a place of being able to do this effortlessly? I don't know. Just throwing some random crazy stuff out there. But you've got science talking about a God gene in you. You've got scriptures talking about the God Christ oil inside of you. I don't know. There's just too many synchronicities. So everything tells you that God is inside of you, that Christ is inside of you. Science has now confirmed that. Think about it. Hey,
The Christ oil then rises to the throat, more specifically the vagus nerve, which is also known as the pneumovagus and the pneumogastric nerve. Here the Christ oil is crucified and put to death. But if we resist our low desires or carnal urges for 2.5 days, the amount of time the moon stays in each sun sign, then the oil will be refined, transmuted, and resurrected on the third day. This is when enlightenment, illumination, and increase will engulf your being like nothing you have ever experienced before. You will have vision, power, and insight like you never knew possible. There is something on the other side of obedience that makes you say, "Why did we ever resist?"
What do you want?
Could it all have been this easy this whole time? This whole time. Just doing like, we know from an early age you're supposed to be kind to each other. You're supposed to eat right. You're supposed to take care of yourself. You know, we're laid out. You hear everyone has from an early age heard, you know, the basic, the commandments, if you want to call them, or common sense. I call it common sense, just common sense law, common law, if you will. This whole time, could it have been this easy?
The vagus nerve. It is a network of nerves known as the tree of life. It descends from the pineal and pituitary glands. It is the 10th cranial nerve, CNX. It is the longest nerve of the autonomic, involuntary nervous system in the human body. Romans 12:2 says, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God." Fight every man-made temptation that exists while the Christ oil is being refined in the vagus nerve.
A little bit of discipline from temptation. Just a little bit of discipline, just for a couple days. That's all. That's all God wants. God just wants us to show that for a few days out of the month, we can reserve. We can be reserved. We could relax on all of the temptation, because this is a world of temptation. You know, I keep saying, you know, our biggest, the biggest part of the game is conquering fear, temptation, addiction, those kind of things, conquering these things. Every time you conquer fear, you win. Doors are open. Same way you conquer addiction, you conquer temptation. You've eliminated these things having any power over you. So that should be something you should be working on all the time. To me, that's truly like the game. Like, are you going to let the Matrix scare you and tempt you into things that you know aren't good for you? These videos are so great. So great.
19. About the 2.5 days. It is the amount of time that Jesus was in the tomb before being resurrected, increased in power. Jesus is Holy Ghost, Spirit, everywhere. Amount of time the moon spends in each sun sign. The first day is when the Christ oil secretes. This happens 12 times per year. The optic...
Okay, there it is. There's the answer. See, all we had to do was listen. Okay, so, to clarify, to repeat it again, it says the oil starts to secrete the first day the seed is represented. So I guess this oil is not always going. It's not always going. So the first day of your moon entering the sun sign, okay, so for me, Aries again, or Pisces, you know, I'm sticking with Aries. I'm the ram, you know, it's ego, right? I'm the... First day, oil is starting to secrete, okay?
thalamus is 2.5 centimeters across. Colossians 2.5 says, "For though I am absent in the flesh, yet I am with you in the spirit, joying and beholding your order and the steadfastness of your faith in Christ."
How many different ways does the Bible have to tell you that Christ is within you? Within you. Stop worrying about it. Never mind, we're not going to get into that. You can have whatever image you want. It does not bother me anymore. It could be little baby Korean Jesus. Hallelujah. Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby, if you didn't catch that reference. It could be little Ethiopian Jesus. It could be long hair, white feminine Jesus in the middle of the desert. Whatever. I don't care. I don't care. I hold no images. That's just, I hold no images because that's what it tells me. Hold no image. I don't need an image. I wasn't there, or at least not, I don't have a past life recollection of it at this point in time. I could have been there. For all I know, I could have been Moses. I don't know. I don't think Moses was anywhere near the same time as Jesus, Jeremy. Time stamp. But yeah, look. This is simple stuff, guys. Simple stuff. It doesn't have anything to do with literal interpretations being, you know, sniffed at.
She takes a picture.
The aliens are coming. The aliens are coming. I know that's what everyone right now is waiting for. There's so many people in the truth community that are just like, can we please just start the alien invasion, whether it's the fake alien invasion, real alien invasion, both mixed up at the same time? See, I always thought that that's what they might be building their militaries for. That it never really was about going against us. I talked about this in one of my shorts earlier with China and all this stuff. Look at how much China's income is based off of American consumption. Do you really think they won't come over here and like wipe everyone out? They've got you by they just used America dominantly to turn around their economy in the last 20, 25 years like nothing you've ever seen. You really think they want to come? And they already are buying up a bunch of the land. You think they really want to come over here and start dropping bombs on everything? We've already been in the middle of the psychological war, the informational war, the spiritual war. Like, World War III has been in effect. You need to see bombs and vehicles and people shooting at each other to think you're in war? You better step up your game because you are in a spiritual war. There is a war going on right now. There is a absolute. So I just thinking about that for a second. You know, just trying to really want to come over here and destroy their breadbasket, if you will. Just a thought. Just a random thought. I was going somewhere with it, but then I got distracted reading a comment real quick. Ah!
After 2.5 days, the oil ascends to the pons. The pons is beside the medulla oblongata. The pons is a major structure in the upper part of your brain stem that crosses the spinal cord. It is involved in the control of breathing, communication between different parts of the brain, and sensations such as hearing, taste, and balance. Pons means bridge in Latin. The pons bridge raises the preserved, refined, and transmuted oil into the optic thalamus, where new blood is produced and dormant brain cells are reactivated.
Okay, I don't know. I want to go back real quick. I want to see this diagram here without the. Okay, so notice, because I've been talking about breathing, and specifically, look, breathe. They even give you the arrows. Breathe in through the nose. Okay, in through the nose. Okay, and then I can't really tell if that's out through. It looks like it's out through the nose again. But I talk about the term mouth breather and how it's extremely important to be breathing through your nose, just throughout all the day. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can find this. I wonder if there's actually. Oh, I am not a typer at all. I am not a computer person. Mouth breather. A stupid person. Mouth breather. A stupid person. There it is, right there. Okay? Don't be a stupid person. Okay? It's extremely important to breathe through your nostrils. Mouth breathing literally means stupid person. There you go. That's why the sign of a really great athlete, like someone who runs like marathons and stuff like that, you can tell usually the ones that are going to do the best because it takes them much longer to ever get to mouth breathing. Like they're just controlled with their breathing. They're just strolling along. I mean, it is the most important thing you do while you're awake, right? Breathing has a pretty big impact on your day. So it wouldn't be surprising if controlling it and knowing how to, I guess, manipulate it or work it would have massive benefits to us. That shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, It's literally the most important thing we consume. Water would be next. Food would be a far distant third.
Is produced and dormant brain cells are.
So the fun thing with the serpent is, how does a serpent?
Oh. Hi, how you doing? We got. Is it? I'm gonna try and pronounce this. Narendra. 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 Well, how are you doing? And hope you are having a beautiful morning, afternoon, or night. Thanks for stopping in and giving us a smile. I don't know if you've been with us here before. I did have to restart the channel on a whim there a couple weeks ago. So if you have been with us, forgive me. If you haven't and you're stopping in for the first time, we're really glad to have you. And let us know if there's anything that brought you here in particular, how you found us, if there's something you'd like to talk about. That's what we're here for. We're just learning about this Christ oil within us and how it is manifested and how it is protected and everything that goes with it. Exciting.
Talk. What?
No. Remember I had a beard like that? My beard was much longer, actually. My beard was like down to that button.
21. The significance of 7 in the optic thalamus. There are 7 stars in the optic thalamus, dimmed by the 7 sins. Amos 5:8 says, "Seek him that maketh the 7 stars and Orion, and turneth the shadow of death into morning, and maketh the day dark with night, that calleth for the waters of the sea, and poureth them out upon the face of the earth. The Lord, light of the world, is his name." Yet people say that astrology is an evil from the devil. How can this be true when they believe the Bible, and the Bible literally tells us to follow the stars? Genesis 1:14, "And let the stars be for signs." Elohim, God, is another word for 7. There are 7 planets. Matthew 6:5-13 says, "As above, so below," or "on earth as it is in heaven." There are 7 refractors of light, 7 original senses in ancient texts: seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, feeling, intuition, and telepathy. The solar plexus is the organ of intuition.
What'd she say? Telepathy, right? I keep talking about the supernatural coming back, your superpowers coming back, that you are more than this boring debt slave, that this monkey on a spinning ball theory, that, this unexplained creature. There's so much more to us. And I know it sounds wild and crazy, but just look at all the media that's being pumped at you about superpowers, supernatural, superheroes, Stranger Things, it's everywhere. I've been making shorts about all these different truth hidden in plain sights, about, DNA upgrades, superpowers, alternate realities, portals. It's in it is so overwhelming, the amount of media that is focusing on these things. And we know Hollywood tells you the truth. They show you a lot of truth. They have a lot of disinformation in there as well, but they show you a lot of truth. It's, what pair of glasses do you have on? Do you still have the system glasses on, or do you now have God's glasses on? Are you now starting to believe in the unseen? See, so many people say they believe in heaven, they believe in angels, they believe in demons, they believe in this, that, and the other, but they don't actually believe it. They don't actually, or they don't know it. There's a difference between knowing it within yourself and saying, I'm going to start taking the steps to get to that point. I'm going to turn my temple into something worthy of receiving a supernatural gift like telepathy or levitation or whatever, whatever. Let your imagination run wild with it. I don't care. But we know the governments believe in these things and test on these things. Hello, MK Ultra, Stranger Things. It's been proven. We know they spend a lot of money and time trying to bring these abilities out of people. You're watched from the time you get a birth certificate and you get into the system. You are being watched to see what kind of abilities you might have, whether it's purely your intellect or signs of creativity, supernatural things, all of it. They believe in it. So if the Bible tells you it's real, the government show you that they believe it's real, science believes it's real, why can't you believe it's real? Like, really believe. Or know, I should say. Why don't you step into the knowing and start doing the things that we need to do to get back to what we once were? What goes around comes back around. That's what this whole reset's about. The kings and queens of the new world are the ones who are preparing themselves right now for it. And I'm not getting caught up in what's going to be the next currency. I don't care about that. Money can be made when they decide whatever the currency is going to be, whatever the system is going to be for whatever world I end up in, whether it's a crypto, a paper, a gold, whatever it is, pine cones being traded, just a pineal joke, crystals. You ever think it could be crystals? Whatever it's going to be, I'll make that when the time comes. But I'm going to be ready for all doors that are going to be open. And if that means still being in a physical type realm here with just a new game to play, there's going to be new kings and queens. I can promise you that. Are you going to be one of them, or are you going to be a subject to somebody else?
Intuition, gut feeling. The brain, or thalamus, is the organ of telepathy. Matthew 18:22, 70 times 7 means unlimited forgiveness.
I feel like I'm spending way too much time dealing with...
See, I think people confuse the unlimited forgiveness with no karma or no responsibility or no cause and effect. Yeah, you're forgiven because it's your right to make these decisions. There's nothing to forgive. You know why? Because you're going to pay the price. You will pay the price in this life or the next. So yeah, you're forgiven because you created the problem that you're going to have to reap with what you sow. So this idea that, okay, I believe in Jesus, I'm automatically forgiven, and then complaining about your life and wondering why you're not feeling good, or you're still doing drugs or smoking or drinking or, overeating or working the job that you hate, still associating with people in your life that don't support you and prop you up, that drain you and are vampires on you. You can change all that. You don't have to have that life. You can have a good life now. You can be heavenly. You can feel good now. Even if this place is purgatory, you still have a choice right now. You can create a little slice of heaven in purgatory if that's what you believe this place is. Some people believe it's hell, a prison planet, whatever. You still have some choices here. You do still have some free will here to navigate with. Just some random thoughts. I hope Susan's enjoying her walk. Are you out on a walk now just listening? Did you leave us to go for a walk, or were you coming back from a walk? Because I'm jealous. The sun's already down here. It's already late. No more walk for me today. Matter of fact, I'll get off here soon if I'm smart and go get to bed and get up early tomorrow. My father, his hearing has shot, and so he's listening. He's got this surround sound stuff, and he's listening. The problem is he's listening to his computer and TV at the same time, and he's bouncing the volumes off each other. So many people do this. It's just like, can you focus on the one thing? No, they want this as background and distract while they're scrolling and doing this and that, and it's like, can you just focus on the one thing? But the last couple nights, him and his little Zoom group have been extremely loud, and that bass speaker's going boom, boom, boom. So I've been up to like 4 o'clock in the morning the last couple nights, and that's not me. I want to be in bed by, like I said, 11 midnight. I want to get that good delta sleep. Pineal gland's activated at, they say between 11 and 2. The pineal gland is really at its most active and receptive. So, that's why I try and get to bed early. And he told me they were going to start. I didn't realize I was going to get off at 10. He told me they were starting at 10:30. It's already 10:24, so I might have missed my opportunity. I might be up making a bunch of shorts again tonight. Trying to branch out on the social medias and put a little effort into growing here. Ooh.
Enlightenment or the baptizing of the Holy Spirit. The Greeks called the thalamus the light of the world. The word Lord actually means light of the world. The thalamus has 2 hemispheres, just like Earth. Matthew 6:5-13, once again, as above, so below, or on earth as it is in heaven. It is the Ark of the Covenant. See Google Images and be amazed. Finally, when the Christ oil reaches the optic thalamus, you will have vision. You will know what your purpose in Christ is. You will know what matters. You will feel incredible. God's Christ oil will give you enthusiasm, motivation, direction, focus, power, intuition, decisiveness, imagination, knowledge, understanding, peace, love, and most importantly, healing. The benefits are divine beyond measure.
I am so excited for this month. I've been meditating daily this week for the first time in my life, like daily, like making sure I'm doing it a couple times a day, and like really like trying to settle in. For someone who's high energy, it's supposed to be effortless, but I gotta get to that point. But the last couple times, I literally felt vibrations going up my back, and it's tingling sensations. So I feel like I'm about to have a massive breakthrough here, and I'm very excited because I've put in a lot of attention. I don't want to say, effort, but yeah, effort, but attention. I put in a lot of attention and to get myself back to where I was, a couple years ago when I really was getting into all this stuff and getting my health back in order, getting off the processed vegan foods, getting back on actual organic healthy foods made at home from scratch, cleansing and fasting and getting everything prepared. So I'm very excited for this month because I'm also going to get my dental work on Monday. So it's like so many great things are happening where I just feel like I'm finally moving in the direction. Like I feel like I'm starting to get an idea of how to start working with this social media a little bit more, the shorts and everything. And I definitely feel like doors are going to start opening very soon, and that opportunities and stuff are going to present themselves to, like I said, get on the road and start traveling and doing something like, vlogs or blogs and, taking a camper out into the world and just going to different communities and stuff and talking to different people and, experiencing the world, or getting that homestead if I ever get to that point, and inviting people out, and we can start a school for kids, a real school. We can really start, preparing the next generation for, what we would call creating heaven on earth. It's just a better world. The children are the key. The children are our future, as so many songs. The children are our future. We need to be more childlike. We need to invest properly in our children. I'm so excited. I got so much great energy in me right now. It's good. It's good. And it all starts with just cleaning out the temple, getting that temple healthy. Oh, I got no volume. Okay, so that ends that. That is the presentation on Kelly Marie Kerr.
I need to find the best.
You silence yourself. And again, just to throw this in here for the first time on this video.
Back with the inimitable Jim Carrey, but apparently I don't know what happened.
I've developed quite a habit with the cell phone.
Oh,
I
I
like
see.
to sandbag my arm every once in a while to keep myself.
So it's like if you do too much.
Yeah. Otherwise, this is what people are mistaken about. There's all people talking about the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
You're the fucking zombies.
Oh, the cell phone zombies.
This is the fucking zombie.
Are we? Are you?
Zombie apocalypse,
zombies,
man.
yeah.
Wait, are you?
I am too.
Yeah.
I'm one of the fucking zombies, man. Yeah.
Now listen, Jim.
Good evening. Welcome to the All Zombie Network.
Check this, Jim.
Yeah.
Executive producer. Well,
Do you know about?
I asked because you're so physically
Stop
gifted.
interrupting me!
I'm sorry, sir.
Do you know about alchemical sexual alchemy?
Alchemy in the
Do you
early
know that
70s.
do you know that the story of Jesus, how it's been altered in certain ways? I mean, yes, there was a guy, yes, there was teachings, all that stuff, but there's 33 vertebrae in your spine. There's 33 years in the life of Jesus.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Okay, there is a substance or a liquid or a substance that comes from your medulla, which is basically completely looks like the Ark of the Covenant, has angel's wings around it, the whole thing. Your medulla is shaped.
Now,
like
is this what my...
So this substance comes from your medulla, makes the trip down your spine to your sacrum, which is
Quick, get a dictionary.
Christ coming down into human form.
Yes.
And if you don't squander that essence, that sexual essence, it ascends again and goes back up to heaven, which is your thing. It's also the story of Santa Claus. Why he comes down the chimney is because this juice or this whatever substance actually passes what's called the claustrum, which is where they got Santa Claus. So it goes down the chimney and back up the chimney. So
you believe without a doubt, if Jesus had existed in the form that
I believe
given,
that
he was a
best.
Sexual being?
No, I didn't say that.
Oh.
I think he probably saved it, so that he could be clear, so that he could be sharp,
I forgot what we were talking about. You must
We're
remember.
talking about sexual alchemy.
Yes.
Sexual alchemy, sexual retention. That's Jim Carrey talking about it, and that was years ago. That was probably 5-6 years ago, while he was going through his spiritual awakening, and he was doing all sorts of weird interviews where he was like breaking the fourth wall, and literally like poo-pooing on Hollywood, and he was very much into his art and everything. That's Jim Carrey talking about it right there. I mean, and again, obviously, don't believe celebrities just because they're celebrities, but truth is truth, and you take truth where you find it. Don't worry about the messenger, worry about the message. Just like, same with me. Nothing that I present is concrete for you. You have all the answers inside of you. You have to apply things. It's just like reading any book. There's just information in the book. Whether you find wisdom in it, and application for that wisdom is completely based off of you. You will know what the truth is. It is inside of you. We have that lie detector inside of us. We all do. We don't listen to it like we should, because we want to test fate. We want to be accepted by certain groups and things like that. So we don't listen to this inner child, inner voice, lie detector, whatever you want to call it. It's inside of you. Well, it's the Christ oil. It's the Christ oil. Pretty cool stuff. I mean, I know we did this on the old channel, but all that video and content was gone, obviously. So I just wanted to do this again to again refresh myself, because it's presenting itself again very soon for me. I got like a couple weeks before it presents itself, so I'm very excited. Last month I knew I wasn't ready. I wasn't meditating like I was supposed to. I was still worried about fasting and getting in shape and like detoxing the body. So all my energy and everything was already kind of all over the place. Now that I'm balanced, now that I'm feeling good, now that I'm feeling comfortable in my surroundings, inside myself, I feel like I can really appreciate this process. I can really dedicate the attention that it deserves, because I mean, this is the most miraculous thing that will happen to you if it's correct. And only you can find that out for yourself. I could come on in 2 weeks, and I could come on here and I could be like, oh my God, you guys are not going to believe what happened to me. And I could spit out a bunch of stuff, and it wouldn't mean anything to you unless you do it. Okay? It's not going to mean anything to you. You can put as much trust in someone as you want, and you can believe them, but until you get to experience something for yourself, it's not a truth. It's not your reality. Let's see. All right. So let's okay, so that's Sacred Secretion. That's the whole process. We're going to take a couple peeks at Twitter and Facebook and see if there's anything going on in the rabbit hole of this Great Awakening. See what the world is talking about. Tribulation is trending. Well, we gotta click on that. So, yes, we are in trials and tribulations right now. And if you're someone that wants to look at 7 years, because God works in sevens, right? Okay, sevens, we know that. If you're not familiar with the eclipses that occurred and the signs in the sky, in 2017, there was an eclipse over America. And there will be another eclipse over America exactly 7 years later in 2024. So these 7 years have been absolute trials and tribulations. So that's a lot of people talking. It says the Bible clearly teaches that the church will be raptured before the Great Tribulation. Depends on your definition of what rapture is. And, you know, there's a lot of controversy on that. We'll just say that. There's a lot of controversy on the rapture. I used to talk and like be very adamant that there is a rapture, just because my belief in was God is good and God is love and God is gonna save people, but people die every day. That's the thing. People die tragically every day. So I backed off on predictions and stuff like that, or concrete guarantees. I live in the moment. I live day to day. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, and I'm not afraid of leaving this world whenever it's gonna happen, however it's gonna happen. I'm not afraid of that. I actually embrace it. And that might sound sadistic to somebody. Oh my God, he's suicidal still. No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I've let go of the fear of it. That I will gladly live here happily and peacefully as long as I need to. But I also know that there is something more, something greater, something that we have been hidden from. And whether we discover that here on this plane or in another plane of existence, I don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't care. Let it be a rapture, an EMCO storm, plasma reset. I don't care. I do not care. I'm all about just finally just living and experiencing in a harmonious way with nature and everyone that's here, and be grateful for them all. Oh, we got another follow. Hey, you get a follow back. Learning the cosmic laws, becoming ungovernable. You definitely get a follow. Hey, you know? Yeah. Yeah. People are getting censored. It happens. It happens. Hey, somebody sent out a couple of retweets. All right, so nothing was going on as far as, let's go down the personal feed here. Let's try and, we got to be sneaky because you never know if something's going to pop up that's going to get us in trouble. So we'll just, you got to smile to be happy. I can't wait to smile for you guys again. I'm so conscious about talking and covering my teeth until I get them fixed next week. It's going to be nice to just, big old bright smile, not have to be putting effort and attention into like something like that. Just being able to be. That's more of being able to just be. That's something that's affecting me just being. And like I said, I'm going to be so ready for doors to open up if like business opportunities or relationships, friendships, whatever opportunities present themselves. I'm going to be totally stoked and excited. I'm not going to have any concerns or fears or judgments or about myself, or insecurities was the word I was looking for. I'm sexy and I know it. You know what I'm saying? I love you people. Whoa. Twins is everywhere right now. There's a lot of symbolism about twins. You are getting so many signs daily. Trust it. Yeah. God is speaking to you all the time through synchronicity, through little things, lyrics and songs, things on TV. Like, God is speaking to you. But if you really want to speak to God, we just got done talking about that very specific process. Not complicated, but specific, as it should be. It's a pretty big thing there. Well, my good vibes are, they are pretty awesome. I'm gonna have to start charging for them here soon. I think I'm gonna have to like I'm a battery. I'm gonna have to go around the places, and I'm just gonna be like, look, I'm gonna work here temporarily as like whatever, and I'm just gonna come in and I'm gonna generate this place. I'm just gonna, come in and bounce off the walls and give you guys some love, and be corny and high five and get people out of their corny fears. Yeah, totally. I'm a hype man. I'm the hype man. Let's get hype. I'm all about it. Let's get hype. Oh, another eruptions. There's been a lot of volcanic eruptions over the last couple of years. Ew! Almost lost my lunch there. Yeah, there is simply no polite way to tell people they've dedicated. Well, there is a polite way. You just tell it to them politely. I mean, it's simple. The truth is the truth. If it offends somebody, that's on them. The truth is the truth. How you present it, again, this is why I say you can't scream and yell at people and stuff like that, because I'm going to say 99.9% of the time, that's not going to work. That's just going to cause more divide and more, let me buckle into my views because now we're in an argument, and now there's a sense of competition and ownership, and I've got to win the argument. Like, no, the earth is flat. No, the earth is a globe. No, this is Republican, Democrat. No, you're going to buckle in. You present information, breadcrumb style is the best. You just present it. It's there. Like, we've made the video now. This is out there. People find it when they find it. When it's their time, it's their time. Everyone gets their time. But God calls you back to God and Source to complete this mission. You don't call other people to God. God calls them to God. We're just messengers in the wind. That's it. We're just messengers in the wind. We come, we go. To my clients who respect my time, understand that I'm human, tip when they can, compliment my work, and leave amazing reviews, refer their friends to family, open up or vent to me, and thank you. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Those are chestnuts, right? Are those chestnuts? What are these for? Are they chestnuts? Hazelnuts. Ah, hazelnuts. I thought they were chestnuts. See? I failed. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. I had to. It was in my head. That's the only time I ever hear chestnuts. The holiday season. Red mercury connection to free energy. What is this? Let's check this out.
Held by garlic. Just in the dish. It's not affected by the magnet. This is some garlic. And you can see that red mercury is repelled by garlic. Just like vampire's blood. Garlic repels the vampire's blood. But here's some gold, and red mercury is attracted to gold. You can see the gold moving the red mercury. And that is a possibility for free energy. If you have gold, or if you have garlic, and you have some red mercury, of course there's a force created there that could create some free energy. Here's another example of the red mercury reacting to the garlic, and also the red mercury reacting to the gold. One more example of the red mercury being repelled by garlic. And this seems really interesting. In a mirror, and we can see it's a regular mirror with the blue marker, but if you look at red mercury in a mirror, it looks like normal mercury. You can't see the red part. Notice in the mirror it looks it's invisible. Here the glass looks empty in the mirror, but it had the red mercury in it the whole time. There it is on the plate, and once again from a different YouTube channel. So if this is a hoax, it's a hoax being put on by multiple YouTube channels. I don't have any red mercury myself, so I haven't been able to test this, but it does appear that red mercury is not visible in the mirror.
Alright, we gotta find out what's up with this red mercury. Cause didn't they find that in like mummies and let's see. Hold on, does he got any more on this? Okay. Red mercury, also known as Dracula's blood, because it escapes garlic, attracts gold, and is not reflected in mirrors. Wow. We're going to have to learn about some red mercury. We might... Repelled by garlic, attracted to gold. If a mirror is placed next to it, it has no reflection. Gives free energy. Reheating metals that come in contact with it. Found on old TVs and radios and antique sewing machines. Mercury is found in the throats of Egyptian mummies. It has healing properties. Wow. Okay. Maybe that amplifies the electromagnetics inside of you. Gets everything flowing even faster. Gets the synapses going. Amplifies the immune system. I know people, the ancients ate gold too. People eat gold. We might have to dive into this on the next stream tomorrow. I got a little something to research. We're going to do that. We'll look into red mercury tomorrow. I'll do some research on it. That's pretty interesting. We'll see what they're talking about. Should we watch this? No, we don't want to watch negative people fighting. That's just so negative. There's so much of that scene. We don't need to. We don't need any of that. People acting like animals and zombies. you know, I was thinking, you know, people that get offended that the elite, and I say that because that's what other people, they're not elite to me. I'm elite. No, I don't. I am. People get offended that they call the main population Gaiam and cattle and think of them as animals. Look at the way they act. I'm just saying. If you don't want to be identified as something, maybe let's get a little more classy. You know, maybe let's act like we're intelligent beings with emotional spectrums that we can control. Just a thought. It only hurts when someone calls you something if you feel there's some truth to it. Because truth hurts if you're not willing to face it and move on from it. Correct it, change it. Ooh, that's a cool bracelet. I love bracelets. I don't have very many anymore. I gave a lot away. I was buying people shungite and stuff like that. You know, I wanted to try and protect people from certain devices that were popping up in neighborhoods and things like that. We won't mention any names, but yeah, if you're someone that's sensitive to electromagnetics, or you're worried about things that are popping up in your areas, you have any concerns, there are a few things that you can do to protect yourself while you're strengthening your own Taurus field aura to negate those kind of frequencies and things like that. Shungite beads, organite, pyramids and towers. I have one right here. Hold on. So I got this one. It's organite on the base, and then it's got a couple little pyramids on it, and then these are copper tubes. And copper has been very underappreciated, the values, especially if you're like a gardener or farmer. You want copper tools. If you don't understand about the magnetism of copper and how it will affect your soil and stuff like that, it will you will gain massive benefits by using copper tools when it comes to planting your food. So look that up. A little tidbit there, but yeah, these kind of things are great. I take this with me upstairs to my room when I go to sleep, and I put it by my head to make sure that, you know, hey, anything that's trying to come in and mess with me, you got some tough times ahead of you. Let's see what else people are talking about on the rabbit holes here. The smoke you see is negative energy leaving the bracelet. Yeah, you got to cleanse these kind of things too. I saw that. You see that smoke? Don't know if it's real or not. It looked like it could have some funky stuff going on here. Who knows? Hey, I know that they tell you to you know, get sun or moonlight on them and wash them, cleanse them. And again, you can program your water. You can. That's why they bless the water. So talk to your water. You know, some people will hate this word, but put a spell on it, bless it. Oh my God, he's talking about voodoo. wow, this sky stone, this mysterious stone made of pure oxygen. I think that might be part of the glass ceiling. Is that what this is saying? God said, let there be a dome in the middle of the water. Let it divide the water from the water. God made the dome and divide the water. Oh, yeah. Okay. Could be. Could be. They say they got about 18,000 cracks in that glass ceiling. If you know, you know. I guess we're all going to find out very soon. You know, there's some channels out there that think that this is a projection and that our real sky is much more like Tatooine with very close visible celestial objects. And you see that all throughout tons of different videos and movies and stuff like that. There's a band called Incubus that has the Our Love, and I've showed this before, but I'm not gonna play the song because the song will get me a copyright. But like that, more like that, that's what they're hiding, and that's what people, a lot of people feel is returning. That either the Earth is rising closer to the celestial objects, kind of like oscillating and rising, or those objects are coming closer to us. This is like the theories of Nibiru and things like that. If you've watched Thunderbolt projects and the history of our skies, our ancient skies, that's where you get like Saturn worship and all sorts of stuff, symbolism. So yeah, this video it kind of lays it right out there for you. Let's see if I can. So yeah, you got all the celestial spheres, and this song is literally talking about a reset. And one of the lines is like, "I want to push the button. I want to see the bastard start to tremble." Now, this came out January 31st, 2020, right at the beginning of 2020. They hadn't done anything in a while. They come back right as all this stuff has started to occur. And it's talking about how our love will not be hidden anymore. It will not be pushed away. That like love is coming back. Christ is coming back. The consciousness is coming back. The love for thyself and the love for thy others, and how this love, this event that's occurring is going to open doorways, portals to other worlds. And you'll see that. You see the sky is falling. You got all the sky is falling, the wormwood symbolism, you know, the dome is falling, whatever. You got all that in here, okay? Yeah, there's Saturn, if you will, or a celestial object with rings on it. But such a great song. I really wish I could play you the song right now, but I'm not gonna get a copyright and have the stuff go down. But what you'll see is now that the heavenly bodies have returned, a portal or a doorway is going to open. And what do you see in all media right now? I just got done making a bunch of shorts about it. You've got Outer Range from Prime Video with Josh Brolin, the big hole in the ground, which is a portal. Not to ruin the show for you, but it's a portal. And it takes him to another time. La Brea, a show on NBC. Again, a big pit opens up and it takes them to another world, another time. Stranger Things, I'm wearing the shirt right now. Portals. You got CERN doing what they're doing. It's everywhere. You got the shows like Dark on Netflix, Under the Dome. There's so much content. The whole Marvel Cinematic Universe is about the plasma event. This reset that we're going through spiritually, and that's playing out on the material stage as well. The whole freaking Marvel Cinematic Universe is all about it. It's just, it's amazing. And so here's a beam. They're being led, and then boom, they go through the door. And then they end up in this magical world with giant mushrooms and vivid color and almost like a DMT trip. A Sacred Secretion DMT activation. Okay? At the same time, another one of my favorite bands came out with this. Just about a week later. Literally a week later. That was January 31st, February 7th. Again, another band that hadn't had anything out, that hadn't put any content out, and then all of a sudden comes back with this song. And this song specifically talks about doors open up to interpretation, dancing with the clairvoyance. It's all about the aurora borealis and this energy returning, and warning you not to be don't get stuck into like a prediction or a guarantee, because many doors are reopening, returning. Maybe many timelines, alternate realities, whatever. But you see it in here. It's a beautiful song. Love the song. It's got everything. The reset, lotus flowers, bees are very high energy, waves crashing. Save your predictions and burn your assumptions. Love is friction, ripe for comfort. Endless equations and tugging persuasions. Doors open up to interpretation. Expecting perfection leaves a lot to ignore. When the past is the present and the future's no more. When tomorrow is the same as before. Cycle. Rinsing and repeating. Many doors about to open up. Okay? And then, of course, we know the band Tool came out with a whole album called Fear Inoculum. People have been waiting for Tool's album. If you know anything about Tool, it's all about ascension and the metaphysical and the spiritual. And they literally have a song called The Third Eye. They've got a song called 46 and 2 is just ahead of me. And that's about your DNA upgrade. That is about an alteration happening to your DNA. The next step that science believed would be the evolutionary leap in human DNA. And what is a lot of the conversation in the truth community about for certain reasons? Protecting your DNA. Okay. Again, this came out 2 years ago, right at the August 7th, 2019. So this was right before everything was about to kick off, because it was like December of 2019 when this whole cycle started to do its thing. So cool, just some little side things that we look at there. We're gonna look at this red Mercury tomorrow. Probably be on maybe a little earlier tomorrow. I'm thinking with the way things are going with my sleep schedule and me being a house guest, I might have to start going to bed even a little earlier. So I might do this at like 6 or 7 Eastern. And then whoever's able to join, great. And whoever's not, they can catch it on replay. So we'll do a final scroll here on Twitter. Hang out here with you guys. I think there's just 3 of us here. I don't care about the number. I mean, I would love to see more people join us, but I'm happy that we're able to just hang out right now. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in learning about that Mercury tonight. What is this? Yeah. The hell was that? I think someone just let off a firework at my neighbors. Again, are people starting to develop their chi, their energy? Are they actually starting to be able to use the invisible force around them? Is that what the elite are so afraid of? Because they can't do this? They won't be able to do these things? Especially if you believe in that, like there's a reptilian race or a fallen angel race or, you know, something that doesn't have the same divine makeup of you, divine light source of the Creator, the Most High. Is it just wishful thinking, or is there something really happening? I can tell you that I know that I am progressing to the best that I've ever been, intellectually, creatively, emotionally, physically, spiritually. Like there is something definitely happening in my life, and that's all I can share with people, and hopefully they can, like you said, the vibes are contagious. Hopefully people can literally feel that and go, wait, I want some of what that guy is on. And then they find out it's literally all natural and it doesn't cost you anything but your attention and choice. Then you just have to make the decision, are you actually going to do it? Because this could be us. This could be us, but you over there sitting there watching Netflix, eating your McDonald's. But that could be us. You know? Yeah, look. So Sting came out and gave a speech at his concert and was like, democracy's under attack. People got to understand it. There's no such thing as democracy as far as what you think it is. Democracy is not what you think it is. Okay? Being a citizen is not what you think it is. You are a product of the state when you call yourself a citizen. Are you product of anyone else? Do you bow to any man or woman for that matter? You better rise up. You are not a citizen. You don't even know what the actual original etymology of human being means, to be what a human is. They play everyone with these words. They know what it means. And when it comes to contracts and stuff like that, you go in court and you say, well, I'm a citizen at this. Okay, you are a citizen. Okay, well, you are a citizen to our rules, to our world, to our legislation. No, I am. I exist. I've reclaimed my conscious awareness. I take sovereign responsibility. I will find out how to get my food, whether it's growing it or traveling and foraging it. I walk on my own 2 feet. I'm here as an equal creation. You have no royalty over me. You have no governing authority over me. This is what people need to realize. You don't need a piece of paper to give you rights. And if you do, then you deserve everything that comes with it. And that's your choice. If you still want to be governed, govern me harder, Daddy. If you want to be governed, then that's your choice. If you need, a mommy and daddy to do everything for you from here on out, that's fine. That's your right. If you want to be in the system, that's your right. I'm not here to fight you on that. I'm here to present information on alternative choices. And then you will pick what's best for yourself. But no man or woman or piece of paper has authority over you. And you get rid of that fear of thinking it does, and that there's consequences that the Most High will not protect you from if you are living a good life, if you are not out there harming people, if you are not out there creating chaos that requires karma and a cause and effect to come back on you. You got nothing to worry about. You are invisible to these. You don't even exist to this system, these people. There's plenty of ways to not be a part of the system. You just have to stand strong and stand in your convictions. And when they try and tax you or take your money, you go show up one time and you say, no, I'm going to fill out the proper paperwork or whatever it is, like any other billionaire. I'm going to create my LLC and I'm going to get my insurance going and all this other stuff. I'll do all this stuff if I want to make money and I want to keep it all to myself. And I'll do tax write-offs the proper way, where I've done things in my community where I decided how the money was actually spent. I know the school actually got built. I know the medical facility that actually does proper, like emergency surgeries and nutrition and proper medicine, not prescription-based drug medicine, but proper healing, light medicine, frequency medicine, these proper healing techniques. I built these things. I'm sending you a check, government, because that's the way it's supposed to be done. But people don't do this. They just continue to blindly let them just take what they want and do what they want. What do? They buy and play war and all this other stuff. Look at all the things that they build, and they're worried about changes happening in our ecosystem. But they ain't saying, let's get rid of all these war machines that are causing all this pollution. Let's not get rid of all of our private jets or anything like that. No. So again, how you spend your money and how you don't allow other people to tell you how it's spent is what creates the world you choose to live in. Money is just the representation of your energy and currency. You earned it through your efforts. Now you decide what you're going to do. And if you're into all the wrong companies and the wrong brand affiliations, you're creating the world that you see before yourself. If you invest in different things, you got a different world. This is why they tell you, shop local, know who you're getting your stuff from. You know what I'm saying? Like, make sure it's going back to your community, not some corporation conglomerate that's got sweatshops with slaves, kid slavery. Could care less about Alex Jones. Alex Jones is probably being used right now to scare truthers and other people to say, this is what happens when you speak against the system. Again, has he laid breadcrumbs along the way for people to get to a certain point of awakening? He sure as hell has. He's definitely raised questions in certain people's minds. Can't take that away from it, but he's probably a part of the system. Who knows? Usually they take people out that are a threat to the system, right? That seems like people that are truly a threat, people that are walking with true righteousness and not like selling products and stuff like that on the side. Alex Jones has got his own supplements and all this other stuff. he's got some things to sell. Jesus, well, guess I'll die now. Wink, wink. Many people believe the most frequently washed body part in 2021 was the hands, but in fact it was the brain. See, I like to look at the brainwashed. I like to look at these people as indoctrinated. I like to consider myself brainwashed. Yeah, that's right. I'm brainwashed. I'm the one that's brainwashed. You know why? Because I've cleaned my mind. Break down the etymology of it. I have washed my mind from the indoctrination. I am now seeing with my own vision. I am not in that indoctrination anymore. It's all a play on words. So you can call me brainwashed. I will take it as a compliment. That is not an insult to me. See, that's what I'm talking about. Just watched an old guy rip out a shitty park bench and swap it out. A new one from what he made in his workshop. Didn't ask for anything, just did it. And he'll be rewarded for it. He'll be rewarded for it. Something will come his way because he did it without an expectation. He just knew that, yes, you should expect abundance. Like, you should just know it's there and that the whole world is available. So you should just go out and do things. And not, what I'm saying is, don't not want those things. You should want whatever it is that you want. If you're going to go about getting it the right way and things like that, I don't care if you want to live in a mansion with 52 rooms and you whatever. There's so much room and so much space that everyone could have a 52 room mansion. If you do it the right way, fine. You're not whatever. You're not supposed to not want success. That's okay to have. It's okay to have, a desire for success, but doing it the right way is what integrity is about. And because just know that it'll come to you. Don't stress. Don't stress. It'll come to you. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're gonna get what you want. No matter how large or how small. The larger the ambition, the longer it will take, and the more things that will go in line with accomplishing it. But yeah. Naga, the cobra, is a symbol of the Kundalini power, cosmic energy coiled up and slumbering within man. It inspires seekers to overcome misdeeds and suffering by lifting the serpent power up the spine into God realization. Om. All the cultures tell you about it. They all tell you about this energy. Oh no, the serpent. It's just because it's coiled around you. It's wrapped up. It needs to be released. That's it. That's it. People get way too caught up in symbolism that they don't even understand because they got one interpretation of it and they're like, oh my God. Like, what is the name of that thing that it's got the two snakes around the staff? It's also the symbol for the medicine and all that. Like, people get freaked out about things. Look at this. What does this say? MedBeds introduce quantum healing technologies. What has been will be again. Yep. Done will be done again. There is nothing new under the sun. Absolutely. Ecclesiastes 1:9. It says the idea of 1/3 of the angels falling from heaven is found in Revelation 12:4. His tail swept down 1/3 of the stars of heaven and cast them into the earth. This passage is often interpreted to mean Satan and 1/3 of angels were removed from heaven to earth. Interpreters differ whether this refers to past event, referring to Satan's original rebellion against God, a future time during the tribulation period when Satan and his angels will be sent to operate on earth, or involves aspects of both, 1/3 fell in the past, and yet will not be sent to operate on earth, as Revelation 12 states, until the future. It is clear angels have existed since the beginning of creation. Job 38:7. Sometime prior to Genesis 3, Satan, then a leading angel, rebelled against God and was judged. It is believed many other angels rebelled with him during this time, becoming the fallen angels or demons. So isn't it funny that both Jesus and Satan both refuted the Old Testament God? Now stay with me. Did Jesus not wipe away all of the old God's ways, that jealous, vindictive, murdering, sacrifice-wanting God? Like, who is this Yahweh? Do people actually understand what they're reading when they read about this Yahweh character? And so Satan did the same thing that Jesus did, right? Rebelled against him. Did Jesus not say, no, that's not the way to do things? That is Yahweh the Most High? These are things that need to be asked. Oh no, Jeremy's a Satanist now. He's a Luciferian. What happened? Think what you want. I'm just asking questions. Is that a God? Is that a God you want to pray to? This Yahweh character? Seems pretty freaking cringy to me. I'll stick with the Christ within, like Jesus tells me to do. Boop, boop, boop. Random thoughts here. Random late night thoughts with Jeremy over here at Temple of Truth. Oh, that's a sand sculpture. That's really cool. Man, look at the creativity. Look at the beauty. Look at the detail. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Stress-free area ahead. Get yourself in nature. Nature heals. Nature heals. It has healing properties. I went out and grounded today, and I could literally feel the tingles, vibrations leaving the base of my legs and feet, going into the ground. I literally could feel the discharge of energy built up. That also helps with alkaline diet. Okay, there's a clip. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, there was a guy. He did a YouTube short. I wish I would have saved it. But he breaks down. I don't know if he's a doctor or scientist, but he breaks down. You know, everyone's all obsessed with drinking like alkaline waters and stuff like that. And he's like, you cannot transfer the alkaline properties of water into the bloodstream by drinking alkaline water. It just does not happen. He says, and this is where it like rang in my bell with my synchronicities. He said, the best thing you can do is go walk barefoot on the ground and discharge all the acidity out of you. What? Okay. He said, the alkaline water stuff is nothing more than a marketing scam. That's it. It's nothing more than a marketing scam. He says it doesn't matter how you want to slice it or dice it. You cannot transfer the alkaline properties of the water to the bloodstream. This is why I am starting to research the ionized water machines, and then just using the vapor distilled water for fasting. Because if you use the vapor distilled water, you do need to add the trace minerals to it. You know, so keep that in mind. But something about the alkaline energy from the earth coming into you and you discharging into the earth, the vibrations and everything, and makes sense to me because the idea is getting back to the earth and nature provides everything we need. We were not born into this place to not have everything we need when the earth is at its best, when it's the Garden of Eden, when it's the way it's supposed to be, not destroyed like we've done it. Everything we ever needed was there for us. We did not have to go search for things. We did not have to create things to fix ourselves with man-made created things. Everything was natural. So it makes sense to me that you don't need a man-made product to become alkaline or to become pH balanced. That this is all stuff that can be done naturally through natural foods and through grounding, connection with nature, meditation, all that stuff. Everything we already had. We didn't need anything. It was already here for us. So it makes sense for me. Oh, that other thing I was going to show you. For people... Use copper for gardening. So benefits of copper in soil. See, there's so much information about it. Copper pennies for plants and everything. You can look this stuff up if you're someone that is new to gardening or just did not know about how the copper will affect your soil and the minerals and the magnetism of the soil and everything. Because again, everything is electromagnetic. Even plants are electromagnetic. Okay? So that's some great information there. Check it out. You know, just another random tip you might have learned here at Temple of Truth to help you better the temple. When you're growing your own food, use copper tools. And you can get them. I saw them at Walmart. I saw copper plated. Now, I don't know if you can get actually like full copper tools that are solid copper, how expensive that would be. You know, if the copper plated are going to be sufficient enough. But lots of stuff on it. Lots of people talking about the copper. So check that out. That's always cool. Hey, what's going on? Jet fuel hoax. Oh, yeah. You ever heard of the jet fuel hoax? How they're half your price ticket of a plane flight has always been the price of the fuel. Like, they have the price of the ticket and then they double it and they say that half of your price was always the price of the fuel. They say all the fuel goes in the wings. Okay, those thin little wings. They say that these wings are able to hold this many truckers. This much that's in all those truckers, those trucks, those tankers. All that fits into these little thin wings. No, not possible. So how does plane work? Like a vacuum. Okay, it's once it gets up there, you just basically need enough fuel to start it and get it to lift off. Once it's in the air, the aerodynamics of the propellers pushing and pulling the plane forward with the aerodynamics of the propellers. There's videos that explain it all. Break it down from people who build planes, old forming Boeing engineers that have spilt the beans on it. It's a scam. It's a scam. They will scam you out of every dime they can in this world if you let them. And they've done a damn good job. Look, it's impressive what these people or entities, creatures, reptilians, whatever the heck you want to call them, what they've been able to do over 7 billion people, almost 8 billion people now, that's pretty impressive. You want to talk about discipline and dedicated, they have done a lot. They have done a lot. Why you should eat an avocado a day? The Mayan Indians have a saying, where avocado grows, hunger or malnutrition has no friends. This is a very alkaline food as well. So it goes right there with being, eating alkaline foods. But, and it contains a master antioxidant called glutathione, which boosts your body's immune system. And that's something that was just introduced to me and I was told to look into just a couple days ago, actually, by Danny from Passing By 33. He actually told me about that. And then literally an hour later, Santos Bonacci had a video about it pop up in my timeline. That's what synchronicity is. That's how you know that God is trying to show you something. Now you have to be able to decipher how to get it. You know, do you like they were talking about a nanotechnology and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, that's not vegan friendly. That's not spiritual. I was actually surprised Santos, and maybe he didn't realize what these people were coming on to show with this new technology. Or maybe, again, he's just allowing people to make their decisions for themselves. Some people think Santos is a shill. Again, the message, not the messenger. That's what's important. But yeah, this glutathione is it's apparently supposed to be one of the most important things in your body. That maybe the body doesn't reproduce, and so you need to make sure you're getting it. I don't know. Or doesn't reproduce it on high levels, or we're diminishing it. Something about it. But Neem, yeah, Neem, Aaron Neem, exactly. There's a product called Neem. Hey, Aaron. Yep, there was a product called Neem. That's this stuff. Yeah. Incredible health benefits from neem. So, again, nature provides us everything we need. We don't need pharmaceuticals. We don't need lab concoctions. You're like, oh, so you're anti everything medical. No. Surgeons are going to always be needed. Nutritionists are always going to be needed. Chiropractors. Specialists for certain, yeah, but I believe all disease, we could eliminate all disease and all that stuff, not overnight. It's going to take time for people to heal. It's going to take a generation or two for that kind of worldwide healing to happen, but it starts with every day another individual takes their health serious and finally says, enough is enough. I'm not going to be an addict to these things anymore. I'm not going to allow these things to control me anymore. I am taking control back. We do that one step at a time, and we're good to go. Yeah, no, it's another thing that I'll have to put on the list of things to, once I'm making my own kind of revenue again, which seems like I'm getting closer and closer to that maybe becoming a possibility. Once I start having some income again, there's a bunch of things. I'm starting to take vitamins again. I gotta get, and these are things that I'm not going to ask anyone to provide for me. My budget is very much my foods, and with inflation and everything right now, organic foods are through the roof. They are through the roof. And that's going to be first. My water and my food. All this other stuff, the vitamins and all that kind of stuff, I still feel I can get what I need from eating a variety and mixing up my variety of vegetables and fruits. Full militarized sweeps happening in Berkeley last night at People's Park. A full team of officers in riot gear just moved into the park, removed the last tent and property of park residents. They want to get all the homeless out of there now. Yeah, you don't see all the homeless people dead in the streets, do you? You definitely didn't hear ambulances going back and forth all throughout the nights and all throughout the days. If you know, you know. Nearly all processed meats are made with sodium nitrate. Breakfast sausage, hot dogs, jerkies, bacons, lunch meats. Yet this ingredient is a precursor to highly carcinogenic nitrosamines, potent cancer-causing chemicals that accelerate the formation and growth of cancer cells. Yeah. I mean, the doctors tell you the first thing they tell you to cut out of your diet is meat. When you get sick, you read that piece of paper, it always tells you reduce intake of meat. Why would that be? Whoa! That can't be real. That can't be real. The seas are turning blood. We know something's coming now. There has been some amazing lightning storms recently. There really have. I've had them out here. Been some incredible lightning storms. Yeah. Look at that. That's so beautiful. I would live right there. I would live right there with a tent. I'm okay. Like, dear, we can share this. I'll share my apple with you. Yay. That's what we like to hear, Aaron. Glad you're doing good. Glad you're doing good. We did a stream tonight all about the Sacred Secretion to refresh my memory because my dates are coming up for the seed to be birthed, and I've been putting in a lot of work over these last couple months to prepare to really get this thing going the way it should. It's just it resonates in my heart too much for it not to be true. It's just when you lived your whole life knowing that everything was a lie and literally just like going through the motions day to day, just getting through the zombies, and then all of a sudden, like for the first time in your life, things are presented to you that actually make sense without having to question it. This is just one of those things that, just like the cosmology of the earth and a couple other big things that really are big waking points for people. Oh no! My phone. Aaron said, "Where's my shirt?" Oh, I've been making a lot of videos without my shirt on. Look, I'm comfortable in my own skin. And that's not something I've been able to say my whole life. I've just been letting it all hang out. I get an idea and I just pick up the phone and make the video while the idea is clear and coherent, and I go. What is this, another little predictive truth hidden in plain sight, I should say?
Fabulous super race.
What's this?
Well, from the looks of things, sir, I'd say they are here to audition for the remaining slot in the Fabulous Super Race.
Is this some kind of a joke? A pussycat and a mouse? This show is about crazy stunts and people putting their lives at risk for a big fat prize. It's not a nature documentary. Irving, call security and have these people...
Sir, it's... him. This always gives me the creeps, sir.
He's the president of Hollywood. He's supposed to give you the creeps.
Greetings, your tinseliness, imperious leader of Hollywood.
Lot of symbolism in cartoons. A lot of symbolism in cartoons. It's pretty wild. That brand is non-GM. Anyone taking vitamins should check out the brand called Nutrigold. Whole food organic vitamins in capsules. Check it out. I just did the last batch I just got was a company called Future Kind. I got some complete vegan multivitamin. They had like a ton of different fruits enzymes and plant enzymes and stuff like that. There's another company called Hippo 7 that I was looking at. I was going to try a couple different ones and do 30-day trials and see how they go. So, you know, I felt great this month. I mean, this month was awesome. I was on it. Love Novak. Love Novak. I root for him. So you're out in Cali, right? Oh, never mind. I don't want to talk about it. Well, okay. Is there signs in Cali of God, I don't know how to ask this question. Never mind. Never mind. Oil of oregano's got a lot of medicinal benefits. Oil of oregano's got a lot of medicinal benefits. Okay, are there signs of California about to go all crazy again, based off of recent announcements? I know California, New York, and Illinois, again, the same three states, right? Because you got the East Coast, the West Coast, and the center. You got Chicago, New York, and LA, even though they're using San Francisco as their mockery. Because again, if you know, you know. San Francisco is the capital of what? Not the capital of the state. They're the capital of a demographic. And is California, are they about to go stupid again? I know when I got my ant bites on my leg, and I woke up and I saw my ant bites, I was like, wait a second, I can't have that. I haven't had sex in 10 years. And I've never had sex with a man that I remember. I was like, whoa, boy, I let the fear get me for a second. I was like, boy, you better calm down. You know you got bit by a bug. Yeah. Yeah, which announcement? Exactly. Right. That's the perfect little avatar to use there, too. Or emoji, or whatever they're called. Yeah. We're all just monkeys spinning on a ball, flying through outer space. Evolution is real. Don't question it. Wink, wink. See, this could be us. This could be us, but I don't know who you are, and you don't know who I am. Yeah, volcanoes are erupting. Earth is having its awakening too. Earth is like, wait a second, I got a detox here. Christian veganism. Whoop 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 whoop. People get there on their own. I had some people get on my comments earlier trying to argue with me about veganism. And I was like, wait a second, I'm not here to argue. I present if the information did not resonate with you, if you're not ready to receive the information, move on. What do you think you're going to do, sit here and comment? Why are you going to comment and you're going to bait me into some argument? I'm not here to argue. I know what's working for me. Hey, if you're happy doing what you're doing, go ahead. Get ready to eat bugs. That's all I can tell you. Get ready to eat bugs. Yeah. I mean, there was only 5 of them worldwide or something like that, but whatever. If people allow themselves to get back on that hamster wheel, God help them. God help them. This lady done saran wrapped the whole. To each their own. To each their own. Be not afraid. Look at Ezekiel's wheel. That was like Ezekiel's wheel. All the eyes on it. Pretty sure it was Ezekiel's wheel. Oh no, I don't want to see any violence. I don't want to see any violence. Stop with all the negativity. I know it happens out there. I just don't care to see it. I'm not just trying to ignore the problems of the world. I have no use for it anymore. If it's not in my control to fix in my immediate surroundings, I gotta let the other parts of the world handle their own business. Just like I let my neighbors handle their own business.
That first time that you tap in, and I want to help you guys understand. What's up, Soul Family? So, I'm hoping that Diego here, who ends up performing in this video, will help everyone to understand the essence of like activation. That first time that you tap in, and I want to help you guys understand too. It's all about play for real. That first time that you activate the cognitive function usually that you're using is introverted intuition. You don't really know how you did it. You don't need to know how you did it. You know, you just step out and you do it. You let yourself believe just enough and play just enough for exactly what you envision to come to life. And when you feel yourself do that with your own body and intuition for the first time, you realize you can do anything. Anything.
Be childlike. Play. Why we all gotta be so serious out here? Gotta get back to that child essence, because that's where your power is. That's where true creativity comes from. That imagination. Oh man, it's divine. It's divine. Superpowers are real, people. They're real. I know how crazy it sounds, but that's because the world that you've been indoctrinated into for so long made you feel like you're a worthless accident spitting on a ball. The agenda is real. Bud Light with pronouns? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I am dead. Oh, wow. Bud Light got pronouns. Oh, man. Oh, it was always a sissy pants beer. Anyway, I'm just kidding. Look, I don't care. I don't care. I don't argue the pronoun stuff. I'm going to call you what I call you. And if you don't like it, you don't have to talk to me. You think you're going to put me in jail for it? You got another thing coming. Oh, that was Ace Ventura-ish. It reminded me of Ace Ventura 2 with the rhino. But that wasn't Jim Carrey. There are beings in spiritual realms for whom anxiety and fear emanating from human beings offer welcome food. When humans have no anxiety or fear, these creatures starve. People not yet sufficiently convinced of this statement could understand it to mean something comparatively only. But for those who are familiar with this phenomenon, it's a reality. If fear and anxiety radiates from people, and they break out in panic, then these creatures find welcome nutrition, and they welcome more and more, and they become more and more powerful. Like I said, it's a double-edged sword for them, because they pump the fear, and they're playing that it's going to be in their advantage. But eventually, you've encountered so much fear, there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. So they end up helping certain people while feasting on others. Because it's duality. There's always a balance. Always a balance, right? And when it gets way out of balance, something comes back to fix it. You can call it the Phoenix event. You can call it Christ. You can call it Nibiru. You can call it the Anunnaki. You can call it the plasma reset. Something comes back and levels the playing field when things get too far out of proportion. And that's what you're seeing now. The energy, the pole shift is out of whack. So, mama's coming back around to make it all the way it ought to be. You know what I'm saying? Tool reference there. Let's see. You will eat bugs and be happy. But people have been eating bugs in a lot of cultures for a long time, Jeremy. Not me. It reminds me of an episode of Saved by the Bell. Where that was the first time I was ever introduced to the idea of cultures actually eating bugs. Screech from Saved by the Bell had some bugs, some chocolate-covered crickets, and I think caterpillars. Yep. Was that more predictive programming? That used to be me. Drug test. What kind of drugs we testing? What's at the party tonight? I'll try a little bit of this. I'll try a little bit of that. We're all looking for a chance to alter our consciousness. I found this Pinal County. I was reading about this earlier. I don't care about elections. They're all fake. I don't get into it. I don't buy into it. I don't put no emotional investment in any of it. Your vote ballots are as fake as your paper dollars. Have actually no value. No real value. Just a facade. Look at that. I think people are going to be very, very, very surprised here in the next couple of years what this world is going to look like. I think a lot of people are going to be very, very upset that they didn't take this trials and tribulation period serious. That they didn't start actually focusing on their diet and their mental health and their physical well-being. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be going, what the hell? Why wasn't I preparing? Why wasn't I doing things that I know just in the core of myself that I should be doing? They're going to have a lot of regret. And we'll be here for them. We'll coach them up along the way, right? Unless we get transported somewhere else and then they're left behind. I would hate for that to be a possibility. With everything that I've seen and learned over the last couple years, specifically the last 5 or 6 or 7 years, there is no way that I'm going to allow myself to not have a chance at whatever amazing, divine, cosmic, Holy Spirit orient, whatever is coming our way. I am not going to be left out. I am going to make sure that my temple is prepared, that my oil is full, my lamp is full, and that I'm not left behind if there is a leaving behind. No. Or that I am left behind and not harvested, because there's some people that believe it goes the opposite way. There are some cultures that look at it and interpret it the other way, that bad people will be taken away, or not bad people, but people that aren't ready for what's coming to this realm next. They'll be put in another 3D matrix, if you will. put in suspended animation for people that believe in the hologram theory, simulation theory. There's a lot of evidence to back that up. Look, you can have a flat plane of existence and a dome and still be in a simulated holographic type reality. And you got to be really into video games and how they're crafted and built and see what's happening in like virtual reality and stuff to grasp a biomechanical holographic universe, you know, like what we call flesh, you know, because the core mathematical equations are still the same. Oh no, it's the pyramid with the eye and the Freemason things. Run! Oh, I remember we were talking earlier about Jesus and Satan and how they both had a lot of similarities. Like, aren't both called the Morning Star? Son of Dawn, Morning Star, the Light Bringer. Both came down from heaven and wanted to teach man something different than what God was saying. Eat of the tree of knowledge. Christ's teachings to teach you a different way of what the God of Yahweh said. Well, you want to see another similarity? Ever seen Jesus with the sickle or with the scythe? How does it? We'll put sickle. Okay. Okay, so this is all these different images of Jesus with the sickle, the harvester, right? Who else is known as a harvester? What would be the polarity to that, or the duality to that, whichever one it is? Who's the other one? Do you know? You hear knocking. I don't hear no knocking. Oh, I might have been doing this with Aaron's crystal. Yeah, I might have been doing that with Aaron's crystal. I haven't had pistachios in a couple weeks. It's been almonds. It's been almonds recently. You gotta switch it up, you know. You get good protein from one, you get good magnesium and protein from another. I really wanted to get some magnesium, so I switched up to almonds. But the other person with the sickle would be Saturn with the sickle, or Satan, Saturn, right? So they both two sides of the same coin, two parts of the same whole, however you want to look at it. Cronus, Saturn, the sickle, the harvester. And one way to look at it is Cronus is time, chronology, time, right? What did Jesus do? Conquered time. Things come together. Things coming together. We'll figure it all out. We'll figure it all out, my friends. There's some deeper and tougher questions to ask when it comes to the characters and scriptures that we know. Just think about that. I don't think a lot of people, that was just pointed out to me recently. And can't ignore things like that. Can't ignore. Yep, don't be a mouth breather. Don't be a mouth breather. I got 5 notifications. Oh, look at all these people liking my videos. Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate that. I don't want no credit. I don't want to boost nothing. I want everything organically. You know? She said, put a shirt on. Well, where's your shirt? I was on a beach. Couldn't you tell I was on the beach? That's my backyard. That's not a green screen. That's my backyard, man. I live on the beach now. You don't put a shirt on when you're on the beach, Aaron. Come on now. You know better than that. You know better than that. All right. Well, it's midnight. We're going to wrap it up. Again, if you catch this stream at another time, you know, hit the subscribe if anything resonates with you. Hit the like button. You guys can all hit the like button. Everyone hit the like button. Blah, 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 blah. But you can find us on Twitter and Discord and Facebook. Been doing a lot of shorts and really trying to pump out some content and just get into the algorithms. And it'll attract people to come over and share with us and connect with us. So I'm very excited about that. So if you're not on the YouTube or the Facebook, get on there, hit a subscribe, hit a follow, and, you know, tell me what you're thinking about these shorts. And if there's, you know, anything that you want me to talk about in future videos, whether it's a short, a video, or a live stream, just let me know and we will look into it. We've got a couple things coming up here over the next week or so that I'm excited about. And I hope to see you guys back in the next one. So this is Jeremy signing off at Temple of Truth, guys. I love you so much. Try something